video to add to the collection. Today we are covering the tutorial / review, whatever you want to call it, for the Huey, also known as the UH-1. UH-1 Huey is its name. Technically this is not a UH-1 Huey because this is a NASA version, not the military version, so it's got a different name, but in all essence it's a Huey. They do not really fly much anymore. They're pretty much retired. They're pretty old. They were used back in the Vietnam War era, and they have been replaced by the new Venom helicopter, which looks quite a bit like it, and just overall is more capable since it's got all the new technology packed into it. So let's hop right in and get this started. So here we are in the cockpit, and you'll notice it's pretty basic. It doesn't have a lot to it, which is actually like the helicopter itself in real life. It only has one engine, so therefore there's not as many buttons and switches because there's only one engine, which is a downfall to this helicopter because there's no redundancy planned for it for if that engine does fail. First thing you want to do to get this started is go to your overhead panel and get your battery turned on, and you will automatically have this in the start position, this generator starter. So if for some reason it's not, just switch it to the start. You'll immediately be welcomed by this buzzing, chirping, whatever you want to call it, sound for the RPM limit, which is low. So just go down here and turn that off. Back on the overhead panel here, we're going to go ahead and get some lights turned on. If this ain't already on, just go ahead and turn it on. If that's not too bright, go ahead and turn it to bright. Unless you're at night, then you can turn it to dim. Steady or flash, whichever. I don't know the actual technical reasons you would go flash or steady. Probably for, I don't know. If somebody wants to explain that, that'd be awesome, because I'm actually kind of curious on that one. The pitot heat, you can go ahead and turn that on. And lastly, up here, you will want to turn your inverter down to the down one, not the up one, to the on main. Here's your console lights for if you do need them. You're flying at night. And your main gen should already be turned on. I've never had to move it. It should automatically be on. So the helicopter has power to it now. All we have to do now is actually start the engine. So we're just going to turn the fuel on. And again, this is only a single engine helicopter, so there's only one fuel valve to turn on. And down here on your throttle and collective handle, this is where you're going to actually press your start button for the engine. So before you do that, do make sure you have your throttle mapped to something different, say a twist knob, or you can just do it manually if you want. But make sure you have it something else, because what you would normally use for your airplanes, jets, whatever you want to call it for your non-helicopter aircrafts, the throttle or axis used for that, you need to turn it to the collective axis. Landing light forward, landing light on, we do need to do that. So up here, hiding underneath the handle, is your engine starter. What I did was actually map it to a keyboard button. That way I don't have to sit down there and hold it for quite some time until the N1 gets to its appropriate percent, because it'll actually automatically turn off or go to its normal state if you do just map it to a keyboard shortcut. So that's what I did. So I'm just going to go ahead and press the starter on. And then immediately you'll start hearing the helicopter start up. And since this is a two-blade helicopter, a large width blade, cross-sectional area, I don't really know exactly how you want to describe it, but it does have that awesome sound to it when you're flying, that deep thump to it. If you've ever heard this in real life, you'll never forget it because it's awesome sounding. Your traditional modern helicopters anymore do not do that sound, mostly because they use 4 more blades, so the blades are a little smaller and it does not do that beat sound, thump sound. So essentially right now it is started. You'll notice it's not spinning very much. The RPMs are low on the rotors, so you will go and move your throttle up using that new bind you did, or you can just do it manually, either way. You do want to do it slow, and you'll notice the torque and RPMs will go up. So let's go ahead and do that. And you'll just do it all the way to 100%, and you'll see everything's coming alive now. And now that we're getting ready to take off, we're going to go ahead and clear that caution light. So to do that, just flick that forward and that will reset it, because we are good. There's no indications that we have any faults or issues there. So we are ready. Before I do take off, or taxi to take off, because you can actually taxi and take off just like a normal airplane. That's essentially how you mostly do it in real life, unless it's a heliport. And sometimes you can get direct departure from a helipad, but not getting into all that. This clipboard here does have some special things to it. You can set up the water tank, empty bucket. If you're flying the UH-1 version, it does not have that, I do not think, because it actually has your troops, your medical bay, all that over here instead of this. This is more the firefighting, civilian, whatever you want to call it version. This is not the military version of the Huey. So you do have one of these, and on the next page you have some, you can turn it to a modern avionics, a tablet there. Well, it does have a medical cabin there and crew, but it's not going to be military. Yeah, it's going to be your basic people. If you do that in the UH-1 Huey version, you'll get military. And damage, on, off, and repair. That's everything there. So I am using Say Intentions, and we will be getting this flight via AI air traffic control. So let's go ahead and tune our radio to the correct frequency, which I do believe is for the ground 121.75. Yes, it is 121.75, and turn it on right there. And let's get permission to take off. NASA Shuttle Landing Facility, November 610 Echo Alpha at the ramp. Request taxi to the active runway for a south VFR departure.
Echo Alpha, NASA ground, taxi to runway 33 via Alpha.
Runway 33 via Alpha, November 610 Echo Alpha. Alright, with that being said, we are going to taxi on over. And with helicopters, if it does not have tires, kind of like the Chinook can actually taxi on the ground. You actually just do a slight hover and take some practice. But that's how you do a helicopter. Whoa. And remember, to actually get it off the ground, you're using the collective axis, not a throttle axis. Nowadays, NASA actually uses Airbuses.
Thomas, if you look at our 9 o'clock 2 miles out, you'll see the iconic Vehicle Assembly Building. This massive structure was completed in 1966 and is one of the largest buildings in the world by volume. It was originally built to assemble the Saturn V rockets that took astronauts to the moon during the Apollo program. Today, it's used for the assembly of Space Launch System rockets. It's so big that it has its own weather system inside, including rain clouds. Quite the sight from up here, isn't it?
Okay, that kind of caught me off guard. I don't know if you always ever hear that or not, but that's the tour guide system on Say Intentions. Yeah, anyway, he was telling me about the VAB. I've actually been up close and personal to it. Not been in it, but been right up against it, and boy, that is a massive, awesome structure. Actually getting ready to go back down there next month. Anyway, so we are holding short runway 33, and let's get takeoff clearance. Actually have to go to the tower for that.
Embraer 225 Echo Mike, follow the King Air, then hold short of taxiway Echo. Following the King Air, hold.
Alright. NASA Tower, November 610 Echo Alpha, holding short runway 33, ready for South VFR departure.
Echo Alpha, NASA Tower, winds calm, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 33, cleared for takeoff, November 610 Echo Alpha. Alright, get apply our collective here. Get us
Zero
off
Echo
ground
Alpha,
a little
runway
bit.
33, cleared for takeoff.
I know. Roger, cleared for takeoff, runway 33, 610 Echo Alpha. Alright. Yes, I was saying the new NASA helicopters, they use Airbuses, they use 135s mostly nowadays. Alright, we're going to apply a bit more collective here, trimming down a little. And as normal with helicopters, you really never want to use full collective. Never go 100% on the collective. That can destroy an engine.
Maintain GFR, on navigation, Viper 9 Quebec.
So when I was just taking off right there, I was using probably only about 80%. Now I'm back down to about 55% or so. And I'm going to keep my bank going here.
That's a short one, just over 2 below the 294 Papa Whiskey, clear of runway 33. Request taxi for parking.
Nose down on my trim a little more, just trying to get it balanced out. You'll notice the more throttle you apply, the more nose down you'll have to apply to keep a straight and level flight.
November 4 Papa Whiskey, taxi to parking via Alpha Cross
And
runway 15 at Alpha,
with
remain this frequency. Have a good day.
Notice that it makes it much more easy to fly if you also adjust your
Thanks for your help, good day.
I lost the train of thought. The aileron trim. Or in this case, I technically think it's rudder trim in a helicopter, I think. But it just keeps it from wanting to rotate to the right. Which is due to the rotation of the rotors.
To South Bimini. Mike, Yankee Bravo Sierra. With information Oscar.
We're going to go down here and just fly to the visitor center. And we'll give them a little surprise landing down there, and that'll conclude the video. Overall, for the review part of this, I do really enjoy this helicopter. It's a pretty great addition to my hangar. The flight physics feels pretty good, I guess. Never flown one, but it feels like I would think it should. Pretty much all your button switches work. They work, it seems like, the way they should work. It's modeled very well inside and out. Textures look great. It sounds amazing. Let's go out here so you can hear it. And the performance is pretty good with it too. It seems pretty well optimized. See, we are coming up on the visitor center here. Well, you may not have seen that because you may not know what it looks like. But anyway, this is the visitor center coming up here.
Piper Niner, Quebec, Quebec. Enter right downwind runway 28 right. And report midfield when you get there.
Go ahead and start slowing up. So to do that, obviously you're going to reduce your collective, but also remember to make it smooth, also to balance out your nose up trim now.
Ground 121.9 at move 429.
Parking lot. Probably notice as you are coming down and slowing down, you have to start using more left rudder, and that again is due to the rotation of the rotor.
Bonanza 64 Foxtrot Alpha 2, turn left, heading 180, contact departure.
Alright, here we are touched down.
Departure, Bonanza 64 Foxtrot Alpha 2.
To turn it off, simply go ahead and turn your throttle all the way back down. And you'll notice that the RPM is starting to drop. It does take some time, much longer than when you first started. But you can see it is slowing down. And you will get your low RPM light again in mornings, so just go ahead and hit that if you want. Go and turn your fuel off. Go back up to your overhead panel, and as the rest, just do everything in reverse. And that it right there. And those will probably stay on until it winds down and doesn't generate any more power. But overall, yes, this is an awesome aircraft. I really do like it. It is really cool addition. Let's see if I can, let's see what the medical cabin, show crew. So yes, so you can see. Open up the doors here. Oh, runway. Yeah, it's pretty neat. You can't do any rescue missions or anything, which would be pretty cool. Same with the firefighting version of this. You can drop water, pick up water, all that, but there is no actual fires to go put out or anything that I've noticed, at least. I've not figured out a way to. If you have a knack or a itch you want to scratch for doing stuff like that, you can get the high performance Airbus H-145 in its action pack and do all that way. And the action pack is going to be coming out pretty soon for the 160. Can't remember that last one that came out. I think it was a 160, 170, something like that. I got it. I just can't remember what it is. I haven't flown it in a while. But yeah, overall, I do recommend this helicopter if you're a helicopter enthusiast or just want to try getting started into a helicopter, because this does take full control. It does not, or you have to take full control. It's not got any autopilot or anything like that, so you do have to really practice and learn how to fly to get this in the air and keep it in the air. If you are flying and all of a sudden your engines give out and you crash, it's probably because you left too much power being sent to the engine for too long. So try not to use your collective as long anymore, or turn the damage off. But no one wants to do that. It takes the fun out of it. That way you got to learn how to actually, control it the correct way. But I do appreciate for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and learned a few things, and maybe figured out if you do or do not want to purchase this aircraft for yourself. Please like and subscribe. As always, safe flying, and we'll catch you on the next video. Have fun.